Alright, let's wrap up the City Tower by LEGO City. This is set number 60473. Contains 1,941 pieces. Retails for $209.99. And this set was provided by the LEGO Group for review. Thank you, LEGO. So, remember in the last installment, we did this little apartment up here that's under construction. And we put that on here, as well as a few other things. And yeah, so today we're going to be wrapping up with the very top part, which is the thing for the rocket launcher, or for the rocket to attach to. And in addition to that, one bag left, and I got about 30 minutes on this memory card. So yeah, let's begin, let's build it. And so far the build's been pretty good. It's keeping my interest. That's always great. And yeah, so I already have the camera backed away. I may have to back it away further when I do the tour. And of course, the last bag's got a lot of little parts that we could live without. But I'm gonna try to get this one done today and reviewed. And today is the 16th of June. 2025. So we're going to review this thing. I'm going to tack the review one at the end of the video. But look, we got a lot of small parts. I'm hoping not to run out of space on this memory card today. Yeah, so building guide number 8 just does 16. And so far the set's pretty good. It's keeping my interest, but it's starting to get pretty crowded up here. Looks like that old TV sitcom I used to watch when I was a kid called Three's a Crowd, if anybody remembers that one with, what's his name, John Ritter? Yeah, getting to be a little crowded up here. I was watching some of those episodes this morning before work, and I thought, oh, I forgot how funny these are, these old sitcoms. Yeah, so it's kind of cluttered up here right now. We're going to have to spend some time to declutter. And have a little bit of a scratchy cough today. Feels like more like it's asthma related, which is never good. And yeah, I'm kind of hiding from drama today. So I'm just like, before I go to work, oh, the internet's not working, can you fix it real quick? Okay, sure. And then I guess somebody stayed up late all last night, pretend that he was an IT guy, messed it up. Finally got it working, not the way I wanted, but it's working, and I just thought, my goodness, I need to get away from technology. But that's how it is here. It's like, oh, okay, you know. And, dude, what's with you always being like, you've got to be at work in 5 minutes, and that's a 30-minute drive. He knows the boss, so they kind of let him slide. I'm thinking, and I thought, well, I won't hire you at my job because my family doesn't like it too much. They keep saying, if you work for me, you get fired quickly. But, you know, I don't want to get into a full-blown rant mode here today. You know how the younger kids are. They think they can just sleep and do whatever. Oh, well, your job, you do that. Well, yeah, because I worked for that. Okay, I cannot find these two pieces here. And we're messing with black parts again. It's all black and... yeah. So I guess we're going to do the final closing of the set here with nothing but black parts. All these colorful bricks, and we're still dealing with the same boring colors. So I've been kind of just hiding out back here, getting things done. I'm parting out more sets, getting those out of the way. I'm just trying to finish up a whole bunch of stuff. Yeah. But then I had my hands full today. Like I had a bunch of stuff in my hands. And this house that I'm in is leaning. It leans a little bit. It's an old house. And back here the door will fly open. When I'm trying to get through there with a few boxes, totes of bricks, and something's trying to open up, I didn't want to have that close or open on me and then fall down, so I just took my foot and closed the door, and it slammed shut. And boy, somebody got all unhinged over it today. It literally unhinged. And I just thought, oh my God, I am ready to get out of town again. Like, listen. I'm not going to drop things and carry one thing in at the time at the house. If I do, I shut the air off for the day and we all sweat. I'm not going to leave the door open to bring things in and out of the house. But yeah, not a whole lot I can do. This thing's going to be rubbing into the wall for a bit. Can you still see what I'm doing? Yeah, I mean, here's the deal. I can't go any further. I am maxed out here. Oh, it's two of these. So, and I was talking, me and my girlfriend were talking about another trip, and then that started a whole bunch of stuff, and I said, okay, fine, whatever, we'll start talking about work. Now, her and I are both college graduates, so we start talking about things that are more what we call mature level. It makes people angry around here. It's like, well, you don't want me to talk about fun things. You want me to talk about work things. Okay, fine. Let's talk about work. The whole time. And it was not fun. And so her and I just kind of went out and did something after work. And then I said, I'm just tired. I hope, if you're an older person watching these, I hope you're not like that. Where, don't you want to sit at home and watch TV? No, I don't want to sit at home and watch TV. Did enough of that when I was a kid. You know, I don't get people sometimes, you know. Yeah. Yeah, anyways, though, I did forget to put some shout-outs in some of the other videos because I've been swamped with things. And so I just kind of tack them at the end of the video. Try to find a spot that I can put them in that would make sense. But, I don't know. But, yeah. Oh, this one's I've seen a lot more of these regular 2x4 bricks with cross-axle holes in them. And my breathing is so messed up today. Like, it's literally just, I'm wheezing. And I'm, you know, I don't know. I may have to split the memory card up on this. I did not know that this last bag was going to have tons of little parts. My goal is to film everything and put it on this memory card. And then when I do the review, I'm going to put it back on memory card number 1. There's actually a lot of space on that now. And then, yeah. It looks like that. Not sure what we're going to do with this. Yeah, I'm looking at this thing. This thing's got a lot of stuff going on. This is not something I would put in a normal city, but it's fun to look at. But I don't know. It feels like I'm just... After I've been looking at the set more and more, it's just a hodgepodge full of buildings just mashed together. Okay, I need a number 5. Or a 3. Am I reading that wrong? I really do need to get my eyes checked. That's something else on the to-do list. But every time I make plans for it, you need to do this, this, and that. So it gets thrown off to the end. And yeah. Okay, sorry about that. Once again, I had to take care of something. Alright. Yeah, feels like I'm married, to be honest. because my girlfriend, it's not her. She's at work. That's not, yeah. Like we're building some kind of a rolling pin. But I'm kind of in rant mode today. I just kind of want to get away from small parts, build something big. More and more sets I've noticed are getting these really ridiculously small parts. It's like, oh, you get a 2,000 piece set, right? What do you see? Really tiny things in here. It's like small stuff. Yes, it does add more detail. When I'm spending more time hunting through boring black or white parts, it gets to be kind of boring. And this one here is, I think this last bag here is just kind of, you know, that I'm getting exhausted working on the set. And I'm going to have these notches facing like that on the bottom. So I'm kind of getting exhausted on this. That's the only bad thing about bigger sets. They do get exhausting. When you're putting together the same large model, it's like I want to move on and do something a little different. And putting some weird thing together here is just beyond me. And I was supposed to get a package in today. I have to see if it's still in transit or did it get hung up in customs. Now we have to sign for packages here because apparently the porch pirates are making it harder for us honest people to get our packages. I just say leave it behind the pillar behind my house, or just drop it off on the side. The side door is where I really like them to put it at. Just open the gate and drop it in over there. Close the gate, because that's under security camera. I'm fine with that. But a lot of these guys, they just use the front door. So I don't know. Now we got to do some windows here. Yeah, so today I need to get the this guy done, filmed out of here real quick, and just move on. So I'm going to just set it up until the memory runs out. I'm going to switch back to the main memory card because I can keep everything on memory card number 1. And right now I'm processing number 3. I got number 2 uploaded to YouTube. 1 has been proved, but I haven't wrote anything up for it yet. I'm going to do that today. So by the end of tonight I should have probably parts 1, 2, and 3 done. I'm going to try to release 1 a day, maybe see if I can squeeze in 2. But we're going to try to see how far we can get on that. And I think my asthma is flaring up. So I'm going to have to, as I notice I'm wheezing here a little hard. And somebody asked me, what does it feel like? Like I'm breathing through a straw. Okay, so we're using these as fences here. Yeah, so Father's Day passed. I hope everybody had a great Father's Day. I'm not a dad, nor I have a dad now, so it was just kind of, sadly, it's just any other ordinary day for me. But I hope everybody else had a good one. I'm looking for a 2x2 white. Black and white. That's all we've been messing with. Mostly black in here. But my goal is to get the big stuff done so I can move on to something a little more exciting than this. It's fun. But I'm gonna, like I said, I'm getting tired of working on the same model. To me, 400 or 500 pieces max is fine, but when I'm spending more time hunting for little parts, it's not like this is a poly bag. It's, you know, this is meant to, I think, to be built with a group of people. Lego's really targeting towards that. It's meant for you to sit down with your family at the kitchen table and just all pitch in and just build. You know, I think that's their whole intent. Except I am hunting for 1x1 plates. I just parted out a set with a bunch of them, not white, but I think they're bright green or something. Jay, where's all these bright colors coming from your building? I don't know. None of the sets I get have bright colors anymore, except for maybe the Friends. Also, I'm getting kind of burned out of these big Lego sets. I don't think Lego realizes that a lot of people are not going to buy the big sets anymore. They're buying more of the smaller bags. You know. Alright, I cannot find a 1x1 plate anywhere here. Do I have to go dig out of my stash? I had a bunch of spare parts, but okay, fine, fall down. Alright, yeah, I'm kind of irritable today. My family set me in the tone. You know, I can't avoid that. So yes, a lot of things can get better than today. Okay. Alright, it looks like we're using the... Okay, glad now I looked ahead. Put your tulips in the bright green leaf pieces and use the dark. Yeah, I was telling my girlfriend, it's like, I am ready to get away from here. Because I could tell you're getting stressed out. I'm like, yeah, I need a chance to cool down. I said when you're constantly around computers all the time, and I'll start putting the dark greens while I'm here. I said it gets to be kind of boring after a while. I got 17 minutes, so I better really step up on this, huh? I said I'm just worn out. And I don't dare mention anything fun, so I just talk about work all day. When I'm back here, I don't have to. I don't really talk about work in here much because this is my time to get away from it. Alright, and then now it looks like we're building some kind of a thing that's kind of fluted at the end. That's not too bad. We'll just start putting, we got to make 2 of them. I just think this is like a little hodgepodge of every type of building that Lego could ever think of to put in here. And why they do that, I don't really know. I really don't. And these go here, like that. Okay. Gotta do that again. Yeah, so my goal is today is to get this done reviewed. I may squeeze in a poly bag later on tonight. I don't even know what time it is anymore. I know it's after 4. 4:53, okay, that's what time it is. And, yeah. I'm just going to put these in the tiles on the top. Oh, they're the pyramid things. You think you're done with those? I'm starting to get a lot of these little pyramid slopes, which are cool. And yeah, I'm kind of wheezing today. Honestly, this one that we're building, this little Launchpad thing, I'm going to be honest with you, this is kind of, I would have crowned this off with a roof. No, we're putting a Launchpad on the top of this. Kind of a, I don't know, I just feel like now we're just scraping the bottom of the barrel using whatever pieces we have left over to put something together. And we still got a good chunk of small parts left here. I mean, look at that. That's still a good chunk of stuff. And I got a lot of stuff parted out, but it's a lot of stuff, though, that I could live without. So I need to think of a way to, you know, put it in. I'm going to put some of the stuff in the other room, the shop, It's climate controlled. I'm not worried about it. For pieces that I commonly just don't use. And just store them there. And if I don't need them, you know, that's the thing. Can you still see what I'm doing? Okay, good. But really, though, I want to know what you guys and gals think of the set. It was fun when I first started, but I noticed, though, it's starting to get kind of boring. I think it's just the massive size. You're thinking it's never going to end, and now I just feel like we're throwing just hodgepodge of parts together. Especially stuff like that. Careful not to crunch that in there. Kind of wish I got that roller coaster set, but at that time, I don't think I was in the ambassador thing, but I never knew I could request for sets for review. What's too late now, it's already retired. Just take your fingers and just kind of wedge them behind her, just pop this track out. But that's what that looks like so far. Yeah, yeah, they show it to you backwards. Yeah, that's really going to help. Alright. I'm getting tired. I did not sleep well last night at all again. Sometimes I'll have a hard time sleeping. Mention that to my bunch. Oh, that's not my fault. That's not my problem. You got to go to bed early. I said I could not sleep well. I could go to bed at 2 in the afternoon. I still would have a hard time. And usually it's just like that, especially when it's hot. Okay, sorry about that. Alright. Had to use my medication. Okay, now, hopefully that takes care of that. I felt like I was ready to pass out. Let's get this done here so we can move on today. I mean, it looks like we're just throwing together just some random parts. Lego, what are we doing here, huh? We don't have a lot left. I just want to set this booger up and get it out of here. I didn't know this bag was going to take this long. Usually each bag takes about 15, no more than 20 minutes, but this one's really just taking its time. I'm not sure what that's for. Maybe to annoy the parents. Yeah, this is another one of those vertical skyscraper builds. But when I do the tour, we will do more of a close-up tour. I'm just going to stage the minifigures with the build. I'm not going to go in and do separate videos on minifigures. I'll only do that for more the theme stuff. These are just kind of your generic Lego Cities things. Put that there. I mean, we still got a bunch of small parts. I like this, you know, if you look at a lot of my builds, they're big pieces. See, you can't even see what I'm doing because we're building skyscrapers at this point. We're adding skyscrapers on skyscrapers. So you got to put this antenna up here and this thing here, this rail and this thing. Are we going to make it taller? Oh no, we're going to take the pigeon or the mourning dove and set that in there. I had somebody want me to open up one of these sets and show them the parts right away. I said, you wait until I get the review done. Oh, I don't watch your reviews. It's a friend of mine too, and I said, well, then you're just, I can't tell you what the review, what it's about. Now somebody asked me about, oh, have you reviewed this set yet? It's on my YouTube channel. Can you tell me about it? I'm like, no, you go watch the video. I'm not gonna reiterate what I did. And now I got to put a satellite dish on here, so I guess it's to receive all the extra cable channels that we don't. I don't think anybody even uses cable or satellite anymore. It's hard enough as it is to get older people to do streaming until they find out how convenient it is. Okay, Lego. I can't get that in there. I'm going to do it like this because I can see that. Why don't you just have us put these in like that? Would have been easier. I don't get it. Sometimes I like who writes the building guides. All my stuff I build on my channel, like my building guides, I put all that stuff together myself. Just for that purpose, to see if it is actually buildable. You know. Oh, now we got to take the wands and do this. Oh, yuck. They got it twice? Just tell me to make 4 of them. Oh, because we got to break these apart. I would have just said do it twice. So we're going to have to break all the wands off here. And I learned don't throw these little things on the floor, these little plastic leftovers. Those are not fun to step on. I had one kind of get stuck in my foot, so that wasn't too fun. Well, that's just barely in there. Okay, does it matter which way they go in? Doesn't look like it. I'm going to put them in the caddy corner ones. Look, I got one in, huh? So I got that out of the way. And I'm just kind of pooped. I needed more time off is what I need. A week is not enough. We were only gone for 3 nights, but I need more than that. Don't talk about fun things. Okay, I'll talk about work then. That's when we both just started talking about work and our career. My mom and my nephew were getting lost, and I said, well, I'm sorry. Alright, and then this gets clamped onto this thing here. Does it matter which way it goes? I can't tell. I'm going to assume that this is going to stay at the bottom here. And I'm just going to, let's try using the zoom in on this and see here. There we go. I don't know how good quality that's going to be. So we got to attach it to this thing here. I'm going to put my, how do you do that? I'm just going to put my fingers here at the bottom so I can feel it. Alright, Lego, is it one of these weird things that I just have to take off and put it right here? This would have been a lot easier here. Stick it in like that, and then just plug it in on the side. Well, that just fell off. Boy, this is not really durable, is it? Okay, then I'm just going to plug it in here in this cross hole. There we go. And that's it. We're done. And I managed to clean off that turntable, and that's what we have remaining for the build. Now I'm going to zoom all the way out here, because I only got 5 minutes left to set up. May have to split this to another memory card, but I already proved part of it. Usually setting it up shouldn't take that much time. Yeah. Let's do that. So I got the turntable ready to go, I think. And moving something like this is just big. So how do we do this? This is going to go on the top, but we're doing that later. Let's get this up here now. It's big. It's big. It's going to be hard to move. I'm just going to put my hand in there like that and set it up there. I don't want to forget the snake. So when I review this, I'm just going to leave that there and take these tracks off. Lego sets are just getting bigger and bigger, and they're just kind of getting, what do we usually say? They're getting bigger, but they're getting kind of ridiculous in terms of size. Yeah, let me split this real quick and delete off a file because I'm running out of minutes real quick. Okay, I got a new memory card in there. I couldn't find the other one. I thought I'd have enough time, but it's probably going to take a while to set up here. And yeah, I'll probably just put the review on this one then. I couldn't find one. And I know my hands are in the way. Not a whole lot I can do about that, folks. Yeah, this doesn't want to sit on here. It's just sticking. It will not go all the way down. Okay, you're going to have to pinch on the sides. See, I can't get this side here going. It's big. It's big. I mean, what did this one remind me of? That, was it that Monkey Kid set that I did? See, yeah, finally. I'm not taking that apart when I'm done. So I had to seam that in there. It's like that Monkey Kid set. It was so big. And I have the zoom all the way out. And it's still massive. Matter of fact, I'm about to hit the light in here. That's how big it is. So yeah, this is going to be a set that, and I'm sorry for those who get motion sickness. I actually have to move the camera around. See right there? It's right where that arm's at. Lego's not making these sets any smaller. They're making them taller, and they're just full of air. I'm going to say it. It's full of air. It's what it is. And I had somebody said, I see your power cord. Why don't you have a professional review table? Why? If it ain't broke, don't fix it. I get those questions from time to time. Yeah, boy, that just does not want to move. All right. And trying to get it to that point of that antenna there. So that antenna, the top is right there. That's fine. I mean, I can't go any further. Right, but I can move this here, get it in the center. I'm not going to move the camera again. And yeah, let's do a run test on this. We'll start setting up figures. I have a feeling that that's going to hit. No? Okay, good. Let's make sure here. The goal about doing these 360 spin things is to kind of take a look at things and stuff like that. And then what do I do? I don't know. This set's got a lot of stuff, and I don't want to drag a review out 30 minutes. I have, unfortunately, for those out here who watch my content, I have a life other than Lego. You know, this is just a hobby, and I honestly, I don't really want to accept sets this big, but sometimes when Lego sends me stuff, I see 1 or 2 sets in a lot. And then let's say they send me 10 sets, there's probably 2 sets that I'm interested in. I got to take the other 8. It's part of the package deal. So we got the trolley that's heavily vandalized. I may have to split this video up into several portions. As much as I don't want to do that. So I'm probably going to have to do here is just do that. It looks like the spaceship goes up here. Like that. It's big, it's tall, and it's a lot of air. Okay. If I do the close-up on this stuff, I may have to do one for the cars, just kind of talk about the cars and everything up close. But the minifigures, I guess I could do the minifigures and everything. But then I can kind of keep them here. I don't know how I'm going to do this yet. Jay, it looks interesting. It looks fun, but I'm going to tell you right now, this is like a hodgepodge, just a bunch of buildings mashed together, like a whole entire city thing. A lot of us, when we rebuild things, we don't build things like this. Where's the firefighter at? There's just too many things going on here with this. And now looking at this set in person, it's meant to be played with, but it's not review friendly. This is going to be something that, unfortunately, I may have to spend all day reviewing. I really don't want to spend too much time on this. Let's put the fire pieces here. There's just too much accessories to fit on this little table. And just imagine if you're a person building this, or you're a parent, you're going to have to find a place for this thing. I kid you not. Yeah, where do I put all this? Of course, I could just stick the cars in the garages, huh? Just kind of have them sitting out a little bit. But I think what we're going to have to do here is I'm going to have to just kind of talk about the cars. I may end up just doing the minifigures in their own thing. It might be better just to split it all apart. Right now I'm setting up for the review notes. I'd say the set's probably at a 7.5 to 8. And I'm just going to be honest here. It's not quite portable. It's not quite portable. You do get a lot of minifigures with it. We'll put the skateboarder kid up here. Why not? Without the helmet. We got to be brave today. And let's put... I don't even know where this goes. Okay, it goes with him. There was a helmet that went with the skater kid, but I can't remember where I did with it. It's probably in the spare pieces here. Is that where it rolled off? Oh, yes, it did. Okay, so see, here's the helmet. We'll put the helmet right in front of him here because his helmet fell off because he needs to cut off the mod cut and he needs to get himself a flat top or something for that to fit on there. And yeah, what you see here is pretty much what you're getting. It's big, and at least it's got some functionality into it, and of course you can play in the back. Yeah, there's no way I could fit all this on that one memory card. So if you're a parent buying this with your this is a fun collaborative build. I'd say up to 10 people easily can put this together, maybe 11, but I'm going to say 10. But for me personally, though, it's just a hodgepodge full of buildings. It just, if it's anything, this would have been fine alone, but we got these two garages attached to it. I can't really see this being placed in a city unless it's finished, but it's just kind of odd for that. Well, I think we are good. What I'm going to do right now is I'm going to go ahead and let me make sure everything is set up right before we get into the review. And I'm tripping over plastic bags. Let me throw those in the trash here. This is the biggest out of all the sets I have to do. I can't wait to get to the poly bags so I can just sit down and build and do it all in one shot and be done with it. But this one's big, so just imagine if you're a parent buying this for your young one, you are going to have to find out where to put this at. See, I can't fit it all in the frame, and I'm zoomed all the way out here. I'm literally backing the camera up another foot just to get this to fit. That's how big it is. It's big, and it's got a lot of air into it. It's mostly vertical. It's not portable. That's what's going to kill the score on this one here. I know everybody's going to see everything that... Matter of fact, I wonder if you're going to see me when I do this. I don't like getting in the shots on these things here. Hoping that does that. Okay, that's better. Then I can see what I'm doing. So yeah, what we're going to do here with this is we're going to do... It might be better just to do it like this. So, get that out of the way there. And I forgot to put this in the back, so I got to keep that off to the side there. And I can't remember what color brick separator this came with, but I'll just mention it. I think it came with an orange, so we'll put that right over here. Or just put it off to the side there. In order, after we already did the unboxing, okay, blah, 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 okay, go to the channel, build it, come back, take a closer look. I think what I'm going to do is leave it like this, do 360 spin, minifigures, vehicles. I'm just going to put all the vehicles on the turntable. Then we're going to do the spin of this, point out all the rooms, and do that. So how am I going to do that? I don't know yet. I think what I'm going to do, though, is we'll do the review first. I'll do the part that goes in the middle. So, I don't know. It's got a lot of stuff. A lot of stuff is going on here. And I will take this off of here, put it on here, and do the thumbnail. The thumbnail is going to be last on this one. It's big. It's big and lots of air, and it's not really, I would say it's not durable to really pick up. Going to have to scoop this one. Yeah, I'm making a 7.5. It's just the string is a lot of things, but you know, let me just shut my trap, and then we're going to do the formal review. Let's take a quick look at the minifigures. We got this detective lady. Nice print work for the torso. And then we have the firefighter with some fire that like to jiggle around. These are meant to be used with the cannon for the fire car. Oh, you want to take a nap? Then you can take a nap then. Yeah, it's a lot of little wiggly accessories that go with this one. Then we have this lady. She might be the trolley conductor. Got a construction worker. Skateboarder dude. Looks like half his head's cut off here. And we have the astronaut, or the space shuttle guy, whatever you want to call him. Nice print work for his torso. He's got a backpack on, and in addition he's got a helmet here. And we got the gamer kid with her pet snake that likes to slither around and stuff. Nice print work for her torso. And honestly, they're not a bad set of minifigures that come with this model. The firefighter still wants to take a nap. Maybe he's just exhausted from fighting those two fires that keep wiggling around. First, we're going to start with the trolley, and this is pretty interesting. So you do have a lot of graffiti and stickers and stuff you're going to have to vandalize your bricks with. We got some doors that do open up. And I do like the way they did the front of these right here. And I have a feeling that a lot of people are going to be copying this idea to make trolleys or city cars for their cityscapes. And of course, this top does remove. It just comes right off. This thing does roll pretty smooth without a track. So obviously you have 4 seats, probably 2 passengers and 1 for the conductor on either side. And yeah, it's scaled for figures. And we'll just put her in here, have her have a seat. So we're going to test these out here because some of these vehicles may not be scaled. So one way to find out is to have her sit down, which she's refusing to do. As you can see, yeah, she fit in the conductor's seat. And for those who are just new to this channel, I do all my reviews very crude. So nothing scripted here. So she does fit in there. And honestly, this is a nice idea. Now, I'm not much into trains. Okay, how does that go back on? There we go. I'm not much into trains, but I like this idea. This is really nice. And it fits on a regular train track, as you saw with the main model there. Now we're going to move on to the fire car. Comes with the cannon on the back. This is a stud launcher. I'm not putting anything in there because I don't want to have to chase those down, but it does unwinch there. At least this one you don't have to tie a string to. At least that one you don't have to. And taking a look inside, that's all you get is a dinky steering wheel. Now, let's see if we can get our firefighter to fit inside the fire car. Remember, one of these would not be able to work for a minifigure, so I got to remember which one it is. I'm just going to set him in loose. See if that fits. So he does sit inside. I mean, it's a nice vehicle. Just change the color. This would be a nice little sports car. Not too bad. And then we have the detective's car, and these are pretty much almost the same type of build. And of course this one here. Imagine this being like red or something. This would look really good. Of course, these vehicles only can seat up to one minifigure, although you do have some storage in the back here. I wish this one came with a police dog or something. Would have been nice. Put that back on there. Same thing like that, but hers at least has an instrument cluster, so she knows how fast she's going here. Alright, now we take off the handcuffs. Maybe the handcuffs are supposed to fit in the back seat, so we'll just toss those back there. And we'll just have her take a seat. I'm just going to set her in loose. I don't like pressing them down in the bottom. Yeah, she does fit inside. She's just cruising along trying to catch those bad guys who like to run away from her. And then finally we have the spaceship, and this is probably the only thing for this build that I just kind of I don't understand why we have a spaceship with this. Where some of this is sticker. This is actually printed, and this does open up. So we got some detail inside there. Get a good shot for you. So this must be the one that the figure wouldn't sit in there. So I tried putting him in the seat when I was doing the build. It seems like he doesn't like to sit down in there. And that's as close as it closes. Okay, what if we take off the this here? Where did the head roll off to, huh? Your head's already rolling around, huh? Yeah, we'll do that. And then we're going to put the helmet on. Maybe you have to take off all the accessories. Well, one of these, I remember I couldn't get the figure to fit in there. Okay, so you're going to have to... no, that's as far as it goes down. Maybe if I shove them down real hard, but that's it. It doesn't close all the way. So this right here is probably... okay, now it closes. So you have to take off the pack and the wig. He's going to have to buzz it off just to fit in there. So this is the one I had a little bit of trouble with, getting the figures to fit in there. And yeah, that's probably the only sad thing with this one. And I mean, I'm gonna be honest, I don't think a lot of people are gonna be playing with the spaceship. It's just very basic. There's nothing really fancy about this. That's all it is. But I have a feeling a lot of people are going to eyeball this set for that. And honestly, I like this trolley. Just change the color up a bit and add a few more cars. This would look good in any Lego city. Just this piece here alone. Here we are at the city tower, and there's plenty of things to do. So, it comes with several minifigures. It comes with vehicles, a trolley, and a spaceship. It comes with a working crane. Accessories, you do get an apartment here. Of course, looks like this is like more like a train station for the trolley, or maybe it could be a tunnel. We got somebody already taking a nap here. And yes, today I'm Mr. Butterfingers, so things are going to fall down. And don't worry, we're going to take a closer look at everything in a bit. Just want to show you what this all looks like assembled. You got a little skate ramp here, something I would not go on even if I was in my teens or my 20s. I would not definitely go be skateboarding on that because I don't want to fly off there and wrap myself around something and have a few things break in the process. Got some lights up here, a little Lego brick, a little launch pad here for the spaceship. It just looks more like a hodgepodge full of previous Lego City sets. And we got this little tube here. Looks like we're having some renovations going on. Now you can play on the inside of this. So this is what the inside of this model looks like. And don't worry, like I said, we'll take a closer look at everything in a bit. And I noticed my camera's lopsided. Well, this is Jay Sloppy Reviews at its finest. So here's the back side here. You got the launch pad. Now all these floors can be separated, so you can break this down if you choose. So here we got the spot for the trolley. And there's not a whole lot in there, just more like a tunnel than anything else. But I can see this idea here being used for other city creations. You got the two garages, one for the fire car, one for the police car. Up here looks like we have ourselves a little living room, a TV. It looks like some kind of construction stuff. This thing here tips to spill stuff into this tube here. I'm not going to do it because I don't want to have to pick up all those parts. And this thing is tall. Okay, right at the top of your screen is tall. This thing is big. I think it's probably about 20 inches, 22 inches. I don't know. I don't have a tape measure. But I can guarantee, though, everything is scaled for minifigures. Well, we're going to go ahead and we're going to take a closer look at everything and see the details of this set. Here's inside of the tunnel where the trolley's supposed to go, but there's not a whole lot going on in there. But I do like the architectural design of this. Just imagine that peeking out of the side of a mountain. Here we got the apartment windows. You only get one apartment. That there is a sticker. We got a nice little roof access here with a launch pad. This would make a nice radio tower, but why did Lego decide to use a launch pad on the top is beyond me. So we're going to put the spaceship up there, and it just rests on that Technic piece. Of course, you can raise this part up here if you need to. And here we have a no limit sign. And that there is printed. But I'll tell you one thing, I would not go down that quarter pipe. And yeah, you got to go out the double doors. That's a heck of a drop there, isn't it? And here we have the garage for the fire car. This just raises up. And let's see if I can get the car in there. And the one thing bad about these garage doors, they don't have a stop on them, so you have to reach all the way back to close them, but the vehicle does fit in there. Got some greenery and stuff, a little fire hydrant. And on this side here, you do have the one for the police car. Now everything in here is scaled for figures. Now I'm trying my best to keep the camera steady, but these big sets, they're just hard to film. Especially in a confined little area that I'm in right now. I'm only set up for small tutorials, not big massive sets like this. Got a little tube here. I've seen these on some construction sites. There's a bin that tips that you can dump stuff in there and it just spills out on the roof. Then we got the crane here. Pretty much everything you've seen here is modular, so it is possible up to 10 people can build the set. Lego does have it listed for 5, but I had found out that it is really for 10. This does open up, and you can set a figure in there. But there's not a whole lot of room in there for a figure to sit. At least it opens up. And of course this goes up and down. There's that. Yes, you're going to have to hand tie that string together. So this does work here. You can bring it up or have it go down to the ground. So you can block the garage so the police car can't get out. It does reach to the ground. Not too bad. And now we're going to go into the interior of this. That's the back side of this. This does come with it to go on the back here. I took it off because this set's already big and massive. It just kept getting whacked off on the turntable, so I kind of just left it off. That's what it looks like in the garages. So the cars don't even fit all the way in the garage. There's just a big spot in the back here. Well, that already came off. We already saw how that functions. You don't get a whole lot of floor space in the apartments. So you got a sofa in here and a little television. Here's that box. You can throw some stuff in there, and it's supposed to go into this tube here. So you can see, if I can get the camera in there, it looks like we got some bricks missing, so they're doing some renovations here. And here's the back side of the Launchpad. Nothing to see here. Honestly, it's a very big set. It's big and playable. But it's honestly a little too big for any, practical city, especially if you want to move it around. Like I say, you got to take that off to move this. And the trolley does fit in there pretty easily. That's what those pieces are for, so you can easily put the vehicles in here. Of course, you could probably use a train with this too, and just have the train going through it. I have a feeling a lot of people are going to be copying the design off this trolley car. I may well do that too. It's really nice. But honestly though, it's a very big, grandiose build. It's got lots of detail and features. But honestly, it looks more like a hodgepodge full of past Lego City sets just kind of clumped into one here. So if you're looking for an all-in-one deal, here you go. Even got a small little train to go with it too. And like I mentioned, all these parts here can be separated. I'm not going to do it because I'm limited on space at the moment. But overall, it is a very fun, interesting build. How interesting? Here are my opinions. Let's start with play value for the review, and as you saw with the tour, there's a lot of things you could do in here. You have access to all interior spaces. It does come with 4 vehicles, and of course if you want you can expand on the trolley line and have this go around your city. Now speaking of city, this is going to look kind of odd sitting in a cityscape. So this is not really meant for city drop-in value just because of this. Unless you have this side facing the wall, this side kind of just is left open. But it would be kind of fun to see this integrated into one. But the way these garages are angled, there's a lot of things going on here that probably would not be city friendly. You'd have to get pretty creative with this one. Build quality is pretty good. It didn't really have any parts fall off while constructing the set. But unfortunately, as big as this set is, it's not portable. It's not something you can easily move around. You're going to have to put it on something like I have here, a turntable, Lazy Susan, or a piece of wood, or maybe a serving tray. This thing is massive, and it does weigh a lot. It's not something you can carry around, so if you're building this, find a place before you start constructing where you're going to put it. This is big. This is not a small set. This is very big. Very big, and lots of air and taking up space here. So, and yeah, I had to remove this to put it on the turntable, but you do get 2 of these. But for me personally, though, it's not too bad. For play. There's just plenty of things to do. Everything's accessible for minifigures and such. And in addition, you do get a lot of accessories with this model. So like I said, you get plenty of vehicles, accessories, minifigures. It's a fun set to look at and explore. Now the one thing that turned me off was the stickers. As you saw with the trolley, this has a lot of stickers on it. That was probably the only thing that was caked with stickers. Other than that, everything else is pretty evenly spaced. So it's not too bad if you just take your time. Now one thing I like about this set, that it is a collaborative build. That means multiple people can construct the set at the same time. Now Lego says it can be built up to 5 people. Now what I found out, a lot more can build this set. This crane is separate. This garage is separate. So is this section over here. This middle piece where the trolley's at, this is separate. These two floors are separate as well as the launch pad on the top. I think 10 to 11 people, but I'd say 10 comfortably could put this together. And you can all put your parts together at the very end. For me, though, I like these collaborative family builds. This would be something good for a family or a group of friends to put together in the afternoon. Just make sure you have a lot of space to do it. I built it on this little workbench, and I was running out of space. So if you're going to do this, do it on something big like a kitchen table or a breakfast bar. There's just too many pieces to go through. But this is a fun little collaborative build, especially when it's hot during the summer months. This is a fun one to assemble. Now, for build experience, it kept my interest through most of the build. Starting off with the vehicles, it kept my interest, building some of this here. But towards the end, when I was doing the launch pad, I was starting to get bored. I think it's the size of the set. It can get exhausting if you're building this by yourself. So like I mentioned, up to 10 people can build this. Get a few friends. It'd be fun to build with a group instead of just by yourself, because the set does get tiresome building it solo. And I had to do it all solo, so it's fun, but it's better to have this with a partner. Now, sadly, my score is going to be a 7.5 out of 10. One issue is portability. This is not portable. You can't just pick this up and easily move it. And like I said, these are modular, but I don't want to have to take things apart and put them back together again, unless if I'm parting it out for my own collection. So if you're going to build this, make sure you have it on something like this. Like I mentioned, you need it on something in order to move this. And the strings here were kind of a letdown. I don't like tying these knots. Lego does have the pre-made ones. Why they put them in this, I don't know. But you're going to have to tie the knots. There is some Technic in here, so if you are not a Technic fan, this is probably something you want to stay away from. So Technic in here is not too bad, but you will be doing some Technic. And some of the glass pieces in here came in scuffed, scratched, or pitted. So it's not like you're going to get mint pristine pieces, and of course it made the set feel used. But you're going to get a good build all around. It's a playable model. I recommend it. It's a good set to build for the price. I'm not going to get into the way everything is going now. It's a bit on the pricey side, but you are getting a fully playable model with lots of minifigures. And I mean, at the end, I'm satisfied with it, but not quite what I was expecting. You know, I thought this would be a little more bigger in terms of playability in the back, maybe a few more accessories. And I was hoping more of these right here could just be easily detached. But the train tracks here are probably the only thing that I would be worried about coming off. So you're going to move this, you may want to pull these off. The main track you really can't. Just pull off whatever you can to move this around. So if you find a place, set it somewhere and enjoy it. But this is meant to be a playable model. But tell me what you think of the City Tower. To me it's interesting, but it just seems like it's just a hosh-posh full of buildings and just knickknacks from other Lego City themes.